Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub, and stroll right into town, and be just like the other men. I'm tired of moving around.
Our favorite orangutan. Right?
I want to
Let's get that room retweeted out. First ever orangutan head.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome, everybody.
Hello. Morning.
Ask your doctor if retweeting the room is right for you.
Dude, this song is too good. Just 30 more seconds.
Yeah,
First ever orangutan head. 45 beats right now. I think we can get a little higher than that. I also think we can get a couple more people in the room. DM your friends. Tell them to come to Noun Square.
If you retweet the room, you'll get a blue check mark by your name.
Facts. Potential facts.
See, it worked for me and Ryan Mack. Trust us.
Okay. That was just too good. I'm so sorry. I could listen to the drop of that song all the time. The trick for these is you just type in orangutan, famous song, and then you just click remix, right? So welcome to the Noun Square. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Who is talking? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that voice is.
My name is Noundy Clock. Thank you guys for coming to the Noun Square. We gather here every single day.
Are you the one always wearing those bodacious outfits in the animated 9 o'clock shows?
Yes, I'm really sad that someone missed the opportunity of dressing like that for the Halloween contest. But again,
you know how all those Halloween costumes are like sexy nurse, sexy. Should have had sexy Nouny as one of the entries.
Okay, we're at 30 seconds until FOMO.
Oh my God!
Oh God! Soundboard, Woody.
What has happened?
Where are you? I played that song
okay.
for too long.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go play fomonouns. They're gonna pick our name. They're gonna do fun.
This has been Rap God by Tony Hawk.
FOMO nouns. .wtf. We're playing right now. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Here we go, everybody.
All right, let's go.
That was
Come on, guys. We have to say
there we go.
Let's see if it's going to work 2 days in a row.
If we choose the right noun, Ethereum cannot go below 1,100 USD. Let's go, guys. Come on.
Attempting to settle. Oh.
That's a shrimp car. That's what they call those smart cars, right?
We might be getting botted again. I'm seeing active players 31 and only like 12.
Attempting to settle.
Little cute
Are we back to that thing where we just watch nouns go by and they can't settle, but it tries to settle every single one? That one?
Yes, that game.
Oh, I love this variant of FOMO. Variant rule set.
Okay, this one's really cool.
This is like the guy who has the worst house rules for all his games.
Yeah, rule 1, I win.
In basketball, I like this one.
Never settle.
Grab it.
Okay, go.
Settle.
Basketball, I'm gonna find him and hurt him.
Four people did it.
I think it's
Welcome to the Noun Square, where we threaten you.
We've been waiting months for that basketball.
First?
Great message to be sent to.
God damn it, people.
You realize it's a bot, right? You're yelling at people and it's a bot.
I think it's time for us to build our own.
The people.
I'm specifically
The bot
going
is
to you,
unfeeling.
Cody, because you'd have to have
Time to
the
build our own
contract
bot.
up.
What's that?
I'm
You guys
yelling at
can't.
you because you should have the contract up.
I don't. Yeah, I like to look at nouns for a little bit first.
But you've
sue
been
me.
waiting for that basketball forever. Come on.
You know,
Forever.
the funny thing that this attacker actually dump to correctly attack, so he actually messes up FOMO. So even though he reaches a consensus and attempts to settle, it just try to settle the wrong nouns and it doesn't work. So it's quite funny.
Is it funny? Is it funny, NG?
Define funny. Define funny. Oh, greasy panda.
Ooh.
Oh,
my god.
That sounds like the worst name for a fast food Thai restaurant or something.
Sounds like stomach ache.
That's literally Panda Express.
Oh my god! I didn't want to say it and get sued,
there.
but apparently you don't mind. So.
Hey, I'm not above going and just munching down at Panda Express on some greasy panda. I don't understand how we're reaching.
I just shared a tweet with a link with lovely fomo.netlify.app. Let's try to oh no, don't try that. I think no, it doesn't. Yeah, it should work. Yeah, let's try to go there.
Abort. NG says it's fixed, but it's not fixed. Our game segment.
I think I ruined
You're on
it.
FOMO.
NG, do you have a group of silent assassins playing in the background again without telling us?
Actually, yeah, let's try to go to this FOMO and see if we can play there.
I just pinned a tweet. Don't click on it.
Don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do it.
That's what NG said.
I'm playing on the lovely FOMO and it's showing zeros.
Only person there, and I just don't want to settle now and just random one.
How about we yell at you all at the same time when we see the noun we want, and then you just have to very quickly settle it.
That's what we've been doing the past
week.
We
can try.
That's literally what we've been doing is yelling at Toady to.
Oh.
Ooh.
What?
Oh.
Our first wall save.
We got the wall save.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Okay, we got something.
I think
but how did
because I played on the lovely one, as soon as you posted that, it said 22 seconds. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll go play that. And I think I might have been the only one there, and I voted it up. So it might have worked.
Yeah, looks like Ben did it.
Yeah,
but I kind of like this one.
Yeah.
Ben, I pass the mantle of FOMO benevolent dictator to you, my friend.
It's like a funky 70s hotel save.
This is the first this is the first wall save and the first of that accessory.
You know what I'm going to say?
Wow.
All I'm going to say is it's a pretty ugly sweater. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's got one of those real old road motel vibes. Love it.
Yeah, those safes that I don't know about you guys, but I've never used those. I don't know who would be using those.
My stuff never fits in it. It's like, what would I put in here? Maybe my laptop while I'm not here or something. Doesn't fit.
I don't own anything valuable, so.
Yeah, and what was the original intent of these safes? What small items were they? Your wallet? They're just here.
Passport and wallet, the things you need everywhere when you're traveling and need to carry with you.
Yeah. Put them in a safe that you might not be able to open later.
Exactly.
Literally.
That's silly.
I put them when you go to the resort though. If you're going to the pool or whatever, you can put stuff in them sometimes.
Special alert! We are being just treated with the appearance of a cone, a very special cone.
Usually that means something's wrong, though. Are you sure?
Yeah, are we in trouble?
It's a safety
GM,
cone.
no, I just came to see who was responsible for this beautiful noun. I love it.
Yay!
I love it.
Hey,
Ben.
Well, yeah, that was actually
kind of
single-handedly me by accident because NG put up a new FOMO nouns and I was the only one to use it. I clicked one upvote that said 0 active players, 1 vote, and then it settled. So I think I got it.
No, actually, it was original FOMO that settled this noun. It was a bit of a mess, but we got something. It just
nice. It was a group effort. I'd prefer a group effort.
Yeah.
What is the trait called? That shirt trait?
I believe it's called ugly sweater, or it will soon be anyway.
It is, yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's like, is it like a wintry place? Is this like Aspen? Like, where is he?
Wherever it is, it's in the 70s. That's all I can tell you.
I see Symbiotech calling it the red rum. We'll see.
Red rum.
A little harsh.
This is one of our new traits, right? This is
yes.
One of the new eight traits, and I believe it is a Japanese-inspired design. I don't know exactly the origins of it, but it is
Kuroko.
Yeah, so it really fits. It's warm and fuzzy and makes you feel safe.
Oh yeah, there we go. How many safe wins can we get through?
It's the Uroko. It's called Uroko.
Oh.
Uroko, yeah.
I have to dip everyone, but yes, thank you. I was just in love with it, so I want to say,
yay!
Say so. Take care.
It's actually really fitting because historically Uroko is to ward off bad luck. So.
Oh, perfect. Well, we know that whoever's bidding on this noun right now needs a little bit of luck. So good luck to you, future bidders. Bye, 99. Love seeing that cone come in here. We joke around about the ghost of 99 kind of floating around to all the spaces in Discord and on Twitter and stuff too. So that was awesome. What are we gonna? I know we were supposed to do this yesterday. We ended up doing just 2 hours of talking somehow. But are we gonna play Nomo at some point in time?
Oh my god, we should totally play Nomo. Maybe Ben can queue it up because I'm on the road.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah. Hold on, I'll just make a tweet.
We will
queue it up.
Nice. I think it'll be fun. I just want to show everybody. I know we've been kind of testing it out. It is officially live. Us doing FOMO, or I'm sorry, NOMO now, because FOMO is potentially NOMO until we get
just to be clear, it's not live. It is a beta. It's just to test the game mechanic and try to iron out some of the kinks. So it's not live in the sense that it's not actually the 50 nouns that we just missed on FOMO, which is what it will be when it's actually live. And also you can't mint the nomos yet. That won't be ready until it goes up on mainnet. So it's really it's a beta of the game, basically.
Still on the test net, and I started the match. It's going to start in 40 seconds. So if everybody wants to go to
40 seconds.
beta.nomo.wtf, beta.nomo.wtf, we can
I've just pinned it too.
Pinned above.
Sound on, full blast, full volume.
Sound on, but if you're on the stage, please turn your mic off. Shout out Woody for the amazing soundtrack, which
we have 5 players here. Let's get a couple more. Beta.nomo.
I think it might add to the fun just having all of our sounds on while we've got.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my sounds on.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm going for the audio mixer. Audio mixer.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think it's too bad.
Oh, I got this. I understand. I have to connect. Yes. Here we go.
You guys are way too slow.
What are you clicking, Ryan?
This guy's cheating. Using 2 mouses, 2 mice.
This is the
ASMR.
ASMR.
What you're talking about? What's that mean?
Let's go, banana.
Wizard, I promise we're getting to you.
I'm going sushi today.
Are you sure you're clicking sushi, bro?
Oh my god!
It's not really working. It's not working on mobile for some reason. We should test this game.
Oh
I
no! I'm
imagine
gonna
it'd be hard
lose the
to
mixer.
click and drive. Come on, banana!
I lost the GoPro.
Ooh,
banana Skelly.
I'm going Skelly just to spite Al.
Wow.
Ooh, invisible banana.
Oh my god.
Invisible banana.
Way more banana.
Oh my god, the banana's going ham.
Back in.
Shouldn't have spited.
Thanks for dark mode, by the way.
Oh shit! Never
Invisible
mind.
banana.
Oh.
Wow.
If you're not on dark
R.I.P.
mode, you are weird.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Yo, we gotta fix
the
the cursor keeps
mobile.
disappearing for me.
Oh, that's just part of the Sybil resistance. We built that in to be Sybil resistant against Joshua Fisher specifically.
Correct.
Well, it's fun.
That really
it's great that
hurt.
you're able to like play test it so many times on the space. It keeps getting better and better.
Are we playing again?
Yes.
Maybe we can play a little later. We should probably talk to our guest. Just a thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see a
Yeah.
thank
Until
you guys.
unless we can play until our guest is no mo. How about that? And then we can play.
Love it.
I mean, this is probably more fun.
Yeah.
Don't say that. That's so sad. I want to hear all about Federation. I don't know about you guys.
Hell yeah,
we
Wiz, what up?
Definitely.
Sub-DAO voting. Let's go.
Oh man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about today, dude.
Well, I can't wait to get to all of it. Wiz is up here speaking with the Bright Blue PFP. Everybody in the audience, please give him a follow. We have a lot of exciting stuff to talk about today.
We also want to hear about Federation's takeover bid for FTX a little bit later. You can tell us a little bit about your plans for that.
Yeah, offered Sam $10.
Let's go.
Shooter shoot.
He might need it.
Shooter.
Yeah, you might be overpaying there. I don't know. Not financial advice.
Yeah, nothing on this space is financial or life advice. Let's get that out of the way.
Very much not.
Wiz, why don't you tell us about yourself? What's your background? How did you get into crypto, and how did you come to Nouns?
Oh man, yeah.
This was supposed to be the softball question.
Yeah. Now my background, software engineer. Been doing it for maybe a little bit over a decade professionally. Always interested in crypto. Always kind of like traded it on the side, but I think this last cycle with NFTs and especially coming across Nouns in the beginning, like that's really what really made me get super involved. And if you guys don't vote for the Wiz one here, then we're gonna have a problem.
I thought someone was playing. I saw it
Are you
still
guys
going
literally
on my
playing
screen.
Nomo
I'm like,
while you're interviewing? Nomo has now become a distraction of the show.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And the Wiz
and
won.
the Wiz is winning, yes. So that's good. Yeah, I remember just I saw the launch of Nouns and I was obsessed with this model of DAOs, but like using the NFT unlike the governance layer. I thought it was really clever and like the right thing to do. Like I think it fundamentally changed kind of like how DAOs operate once you made the token that's used for governing an NFT. So
and why
and then just been building. I think there's a lot of reasons. I think probably the main reason that like DAOs are more than just people pulling together capital. It's also like an identity, connecting with like-minded individuals, having a common goal. It's hard to do that when you don't have like a cute little picture to point at, right? Everybody knows 4156 from the horse. Everybody knows, look at Al, right? He's got a little weed head on him. These things kind of become your identity, right? And so, of course, like for Wiz, like the noun that we have that we got through Wizard's DAO, it's the wizard hat. So like it all just kind of plays into one another. So
that brings us into our next question. What's Wizard's DAO and how did you get involved with that DAO?
So Wizard's DAO kind of just came about after seeing Nouns launch, and I don't know, it was just a very special moment for me because I think it just, a switch kind of flipped and I was like, okay, this is what I want to work on. I want to understand some of the problems that come up in these organizations and these communities. And I think to really understand how these things work, like it's useful to be a founding member of one of them, build, one of them in the space. And so that's kind of just how WizardsDAO started, right? If you want to know how a car works, rebuild an engine or build a car from scratch, right?
Well, you guys were really early too. Your fork was one of the first ones, right?
Yeah, I think we started working on it about around this time last year. So it's been almost a full year.
I mean, it was no SharkDAO, Joshua, but yeah, it was close.
Yeah, it wasn't SharkDAO. SharkDAO was first.
Well, SharkDAO wasn't really like you guys had the auctions and the art, and it was kind of like you forked the contract and forked the auction mechanic pretty early.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like all of the communities that sprang up kind of are this, in the same spirit.
Yeah, I love the Wizards.
But yeah, and we didn't use the noggles, which looking back, I wish we did incorporate that into the art.
But there's something kind of cool about not.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we chose the wizard hat as the noggles.
Can you update the art
cut
like
that out
Nouns does?
We're gonna cut that out as a clip for you, Joshua. There's something really cool about not, Joshua.
Well, it was like a special moment that somebody just forked the auction and the mechanic without the noggles, because it was proving that that alone was its own unique thing as well. And I think that was kind of important.
Yeah, it was like the first full derivative that had a revised auction mechanic that had 5 auctions per day, and it had a different art, but it had the consistent theme like the noggles, which was just the hat. So it was like the first full derivative, really.
And then to bring it full circle, Ripe 0x has a Nouns Builder derived collection now, which is nothing but noggles.
Yeah.
So together.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was just fascinated myself when I stumbled upon WizardsDAO, thinking because when I saw Nouns, it was obviously this whole protocol and brand and community you could sort of bootstrap, but it was very early still. And then saw WizardsDAO.
But Ben, you said you were disappointed when you found out that they weren't actual wizards. Do you still feel that way, or?
Oh no, I found the opposite. It's literally a crew of wizards. I was blown away when I got in there. I was like, oh, these are all geniuses running a DAO here that's used the NounsDAO code base and built from that, and we're so confident they didn't need the noggles and the brand and everything. It was kind of we'll just do our own thing. And I mean, I feel like that kind of move is years ahead of what the timing that it happened. So I was like, I'm going to hang around here and see what's going on. And I kind of lurked in there for quite a while, and then just started bidding on Wizards when no one was looking. It was amazing. And I was like, yes, I'm going to start bidding on some of these guys. And I was loving it.
You guys actually bought tiny dinos when we first started. You bought 5 with the purple caps. I remember that in the beginning. I think it was Diane that bought them.
Yeah, sounds right.
We love everybody in the kind of the whole CCO art space, right? I feel like we all just are really part of the same big community, just different, niches inside of it.
Having said that though, Wiz, does it make you angry that Purple DAO stole your PFP? Just be honest.
They
could have changed a couple things, is all I'm saying. They didn't have to They didn't have to copy it pixel for pixel.
I mean, it happens. I mean, it's purple's a great color. I don't think there's anything wrong with more people using it. In fact, we probably need more people with purple PFPs. So I'd recommend.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Tell us about WizardsDAO buying a noun. That was exciting.
It was actually nice to hear not a dictator speak like you, Toady, and he wants to share the color purple.
Jesus. Benevolent. It's benevolent dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wiz, tell us about buying a noun. How was that?
I think that was, a huge goal since the very beginning. It was really, at one point in time, it was really hard to do. We even have like old proposals from like early on that were like, hey, we want to get a noun. We just don't know like how to bid without, publicly announcing like how much we wanted to allocate. And yeah, it was just really hard. And then the moment came where it was like, okay, we think it makes sense to do it now. And then, we just executed, and I think the whole community kind of came together to make sure that we got a wizard hat one and everything. It was pretty awesome.
Shout
out 9 o'clock. That was back when we
Yeah.
actually had control of FOMO. That was before times.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's, it just came full circle, right? Like it started with a fork, and now we're also a part of the DAO. So I think it's super exciting. So
yeah, I think it's awesome. Was that an inspiration at all for you into what you're building now with Federation? Having the noun, like having Wizards own the noun, and like having that participation layer happening underneath that noun. Was that like an inspiration for what you're doing?
I'm starting to think that Toady is talking and we can't hear him.
I can hear Toady talking.
I can hear him.
It's probably just you, Al.
Starting to think Al's rugged. The worst.
Twitter does that sometimes.
You want to get maybe it's the
Al's
weed.
like, either there's a lot of silence on this space, or
you want to get hot.
All right, Wiz. If you could hear me, Wiz.
Oh yeah, I could hear you.
All right.
What was the question again? Was it the inspiration for Federation?
Yeah. I'm just curious. Like, we'll get into Federation in a minute here, but wondering where the inspiration for Federation came from.
It's a good question. I think there's a lot of things that were like inspiration for it. I think it was pretty obvious to me, relatively early on, that nouns was going to be probably one of the more important DAOs in the space, and that other communities would form with like just the sole objective of trying to collect them and join NounsDAO. And I mean that's why I think one of the goals for Wizards was to get a noun, and then you saw Lil Nouns getting a whole bunch of them. You have communities like Goop and stuff, and I was like, okay, well, it's obvious that this is probably going to continue to happen, and there really aren't any good solutions for doing this. So, everybody kind of, since there was no like technology available to do this in a permissionless way, like collect nouns and then participate in their governance, everybody kind of used this like middle ground where it was, okay, we can delegate to a multi-sig and then gather sentiment and do cast voting from that group. But so after seeing kind of like this behavior forming and like growing and predicting in the future that's probably going to be very important, I was like, okay, how do we do this without multi-sigs? And so I started thinking about that over the summer, and then the governance mandate came out.
So that was a mandate, for those who don't know, that was a mandate from Prop House with 20 ETH prizes times 5 rather. And the mandate was create an alternate layer for the nouns.wtf governance. So anything to do with nouns governance.
Yeah. I actually applied to the first one with Federation too. I think it was just the front end clients.
Okay.
Yeah,
yours kind of fits into both, I guess. Eh?
Yeah, I didn't win the first one, and then the governance one, came up after, and I was like, okay, well, this is like obviously perfect fit. And then, I got lucky and won that, and I guess here we are.
So for anyone who's not heard of Federation, can you give us a quick rundown? Like, what's Federation, and who would want to use it?
Yeah. So I mean, like the really, really simple, like one sentence kind of thing. It's like Federation just allows like DAOs to vote on each other's proposals, and this is like in a permissionless way. So, previously, before Federation, you had to trust a centralized group of people to manage voting, like cross-DAO governance stuff, right? Federation removes that little central group of people and makes it so a community can vote on how they want to be represented in another DAO.
Can you give an example? I think it's maybe hard to understand if you're not involved in multiple DAOs.
Yeah. So the best example would be, a real world example. If you're not, it's hard. So
yeah, like maybe little nouns. Like give using little nouns as an example, maybe.
Well, we started using it at NAS already.
Okay, sure. Use NARS then. That's a good example.
So NARS is using it. So it's probably useful if you go to the Federation website. So if you click on my profile, you'll see a link to it. It's federation.wtf if anybody's on their phone. But yeah, NARS had a multi-sig, a Gnosis safe, where the nouns were delegated to, and they would do votes on Snapshot to get the community's sentiment on how they wanted to vote on the nouns proposal. So, for instance, recently in nouns, there was the builder, which was a very contentious proposal. I feel like nouns builder from Zora.
Yep.
And before Federation, they would do the we're all for it or we're against it or whatever on Snapshot, and then whoever's in charge of the multi-sig would go in and cast that vote against NounsDAO.
Right. So there's trust layers, basically.
Yeah. So you're trusting people to behave in your best interest, and as we've seen from today. And many other times in crypto history, that's not necessarily always the case.
You don't want Sam Bankman-Fried on your multisig? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I can tell you, for me as a rep, sometimes it's like keeping up with the closing of every single prop is not always the easiest thing.
Yeah, and
you want to give the DAO as much time as possible. It's like I don't want to, at Shark DAO, we don't want to have to vote in a much shorter period than anyone else, but then it becomes like the burden of the rep to make sure that within that whatever hour window you get the next step kind of executed. So this is a great tool. Also, it's like saving us all that steps.
Also, trust layers
it saves time as well, for sure.
And humans make mistakes, right? So like just thinking about Nounsel in particular, Nounsel early on I remember we missed a vote because we couldn't get, the 3 of 5 that we needed on the multisig to sign off on something. Or there was that time when a certain multisig member who I will not name accidentally voted for a proposal that was supposed to be against. Luckily, it didn't affect the result of the vote. But the point is like
who was that?
I would never name and shame such a person.
Name and shame. You do it to me all the time.
Do it, mate.
Who would do that?
No, so those are great points, Tony.
Anyway, the point is that voting, voting as a trust layer brings a human element into it that maybe isn't necessary, right?
Yeah, and code is always going to do what it's programmed to do. So as long as there's no bugs in it, hopefully, right? But it's at the end of the day, it's a protocol. And so if the community wants to be for a specific thing or against it, that will always be the case. There's not really anybody in the middle to mess it up, right? And I think Most of the time, even if mistakes are made, like with the centralized layer, it's not that big of a deal. But there's always going to be a time where, you know, maybe your vote really is important. Like maybe somebody's trying to rug the DAO, right? So,
It is
and I think it also.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was just saying it is interesting, like this sort of rug the DAO conversation that's always been around, and there's all these like, you know, things implemented just in case that happens. But I feel like it would just really take a huge like cohesive effort to do that. But I do find it fascinating that it ends up being like a main thought when people are like sort of forming their own entities like around the DAO structure.
Yeah, I think it's just useful to think about like those scenarios. Like who would have thought that FTX, you know, would go and solve it, right? Or Alameda go down. It's nobody ever predicts these things, but it's useful to think about.
It can just happen so fast. Even the whole drop in ETH, like hundreds of dollars happened during like this whole last proposal process. And thank goodness, like we added that 10 ETH buffer. And then the transaction was able to happen in time. But basically, it was a day off of not being even enough buffer. And that was just like planned like 9 days out. So that's pretty crazy.
Something interesting about the FTX thing, like it was like early 2021 or something. I noticed them like doing proper degen moves with liquidity pools, moving like billions of dollars through liquidity pools and stuff. And I had like a small amount in one that it was kind of like not advertised, but people were talking about the fact that, you know, Sam's got a whole big chunk of money in this pool, and basically it was just a matter of like having money in it while theirs was, and then pulling it before they did because they're going to rug the whole pool. And that happened repeatedly, I think. So from then on, I was like, well, I don't really trust this crew. You know what I mean? So I mean, I never trusted exchanges anyway, because like I've been rugged on Cryptopia, Quadriga CX. Again, not with much, because I've always been a self-custody guy. But
Ben, you don't get anything for the bingo card, right? You know that.
No, of course not. But it's just saying there's signs. Like there's signs. If you don't let the I don't know, let the thing that makes people idolize these people in the space get to you, because like if there's any level of idolization or something like that, then you kind of got to question why and what they're doing to do so. And I don't know, it just struck me as a guy who was an insanely good trader that just needed capital. And I mean, that's kind of how it's turned out to be. And it's just weird to see that unfold over like years. You know, you sort of have these inklings, but do nothing about it. Not going to say anything. I'm not like a Zach XBT trying to uncover this stuff. I just sort of think to myself, well, don't trust them. That's it, and don't think much about it after that. And yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to iterate like your keys, your coins. You know what I mean? That's or not your keys, not your coins.
Exactly. Toady, how are you feeling over there? I know you've been such like a loud vocal supporter of like Solana and things. I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I've always been a big Sam coin proponent over here. That's for sure.
Not financial.
It sucks. It sucks when this stuff happens because it ruins trust in the industry, and so all things come down. But of course, some things come down worse than others. Like hopefully, you didn't have your whole net worth in FTT or something like that. But yeah, I saw a tweet from Bankless today that was pretty good. It was like centralized exchanges should be like public bathrooms. You get in, you get out. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
well, what is the disadvantage of them being regulated, like the exchanges themselves and not necessarily the different cryptocurrencies?
Well, I mean, they will be regulated, but the point is that, you know, most of them are not keeping dollar for dollar reserves, but they say they are.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know, so yeah, I mean, what happens is you get a run on the bank, like what just happened with FTX, and they don't have the funds to pay all their clients, and they don't really have any choice, and then it unravels with panic, and that's what happened. But I mean, there's other exchanges like Coinbase and Gemini that promise that they do have dollar for dollar, and CZ has said that they're going to be providing proof of their reserves, and hopefully that will become the norm, at least with centralized exchanges, that they'll prove that they actually do have, the dollar for dollar backing for every.
I think CZ is just a gangster, and he's like, I put my tinfoil hat on when shit like this happens. Like, I have a feeling that
I think it's just not loaded.
That it's all kind of happening for a reason. You know what I mean? Like Gary Gensler is basically Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, and he's trying to get a handle on things ever since he's been in office. So I think, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like some internal workings, and some of these things may be happening for a reason, because now they have even more of a reason to get in and regulate harder, and it's interesting.
Well, because my go-to thought is just like, why even make the promise? Like, why even state publicly, like, hey, this is what we have, unless you can back that up? But obviously, they felt confident with
It's because
the individual.
people play shell games, like especially someone like Sam Bankman-Friedman, who's dealing with billions of dollars on the daily. He's used to shuffling around funds, and it may even be the case that they were like functionally solvent when CZ first started talking about how there was problems with FTT and whatnot. But the problem is that if you don't literally have a dollar for dollar to pay every single person that wants their money right now, and then there becomes a part where everyone does want it right away, then crisis can ensue very quickly. So
yeah, but if everybody went to Wells Fargo and was like, hey homie, I'm gonna need some cash, like, be the same problem.
It would be the exact same problem. Yeah, but I mean,
know?
banks are licensed to use fractional reserve banking, but these exchanges,
and that is why my
not.
tinfoil hat is on.
Yeah, I mean, who knows really what's going on, and who knows if this was a big plan by CZ, but I don't think so, because especially now as he's backing out from buying them, I don't really see what the industry gains from all of this.
Well, he gets to be the one and only player to work within governments in a way,
He
I
got
don't
to
think
see
it's a
all
net
the
positive.
financials, Cody. That's
I
all
don't
he
think this
wanted
is a
to
net
do.
positive for Binance, personally. I mean, just in their assets alone, they just lost like 50% of their asset value in a week because of this. So, I don't know.
Wiz, what do you think?
I don't know. I think it's just like this has happened so many times, and it's always come down to just a mismanagement of money and a lack of being able to really protect yourself for like any kind of like liquidity loss in the future. There's 100 reasons why this happens. I mean, it's possible SBF had no clue that they didn't have the reserves. Oh.
That would almost be
I just
more
saw
terrifying.
SBF.
Yeah, I think I just cut
filed
out for a
bankruptcy.
Oh,
yeah, of course he would. Yeah,
and personally owes lenders $650 million.
Oof.
Nice.
Oof.
Yeah, that's quite the fall from grace, from like $19 billion or whatever he was valued at Monday.
They said everyone has been saying it for years. Mo money, mo problems. We know that.
They have been. That's why we came out with no mo nouns. No mo.
No more
no
money.
money
No mo
at all.
problems.
No problems.
And now ETH is even cheaper. You can get your nominals for cheaper to support the show.
Exactly.
Yay!
Does anyone
Everybody wins. I'm actually, you know what? I feels important while ETH is just dumping terribly. Maybe let's get this retweet picker out so the person can have a chance to.
We're gonna have to start doing USDC for the retweet pickers. People are like, nah, I'm good.
Well, I did just pull it real quick. Maybe this person, and ETH is still an ETH. Keep it there if you'd like. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm hodling. I'm not ever really like trading ETH either, so I'm not that cool. But one lucky person in here for retweeting the room is going to get 0.069 ETH, and I have pulled the winner here, and it is Evie.
I feel like you picked her yesterday and she wasn't here, so like she got a second chance at life.
Yes, I'm so excited to see this name pop up. Evie, hey. I see you down there. I just sent you a heart. If you can hear us, please DM this account. We'll make sure we get a message out to you. But you actually just won 0.069 ETH for hanging out with us and retweeting the room. So we love celebrating that with you guys too. Hopefully your bags stay good and well during this small dip, right? Because eventually, hey, it's going to even out like everything else, because everything that just happened from all this money being moved around is going to just settle, right, guys?
That's going to take a while for
works?
sure. Like, there's no
Not financial
no
advice.
Financial advice. Do your own research.
DYO.
Or we could go lower, and I could just start gobbling up some assets. You know what I'm saying?
But
I think that's part.
Nothing in
I
life
do
is
think a
guaranteed.
good.
But I tell you guys,
a good takeaway. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
No matter what happens with the price of ETH, we always have each other.
Aww.
Aww.
How beautiful.
That's so cute. Do you have ETH to send to my wallet? Because I need
I
some.
was like, if ETH goes to 0, Joshua will pay all of your
Because
bills.
we're such good friends, can I borrow a couple ETH, please?
Yeah, also, can I use your Netflix login and Uber Eats? But just for this week.
When decentralized Netflix?
Nounflix. Who's making it?
Ooh, I like it.
If you have a VPN right now.
Nounflix sounds a tad bit spicy. I don't know. Nounflix.
Really?
Like, ooh, what's happening there?
Wow, there's a couple of cool things brewing around some of those ideas.
Oh.
Ooh, alpha. I was just going to add, though, Joshua, I think it is a good takeaway just for people, if they are new to the industry, just to remember that, like, centralized exchanges are not here to serve you. Like, they're here to take your funds and make money off of them, just like banks are. And if you have your crypto in a centralized exchange, it might feel safe, but it's not. You need to get someone to teach you how to put it in your own MetaMask wallet, your own custodied, ideally a cold storage wallet where it's not even connected to the internet if it's really assets that you need and that you've spent a lot of energy collecting. So if you don't know how to do that, ask people at the Noun Square. We can explain how to do it in the future. We need fewer and fewer people depending on centralized exchanges so that when this stuff happens, it's not as traumatic for people. That's it. That's my.
Is Coinbase coming out of this looking good though?
Well, Coinbase and Gemini have gone out with statements saying that they have dollar for dollar reserves for all of their assets and have minimal exposure to FTT and FTX. I mean, of course, that's what everybody would say, but hopefully they're telling the truth, unlike FTX was. But
another option would be to spin up a DAO with Nouns Builder and buy all the tokens to store all the treasury in there, so that then you can make all the votes. Buy nouns with that treasury by voting on the creating proposals to buy nouns, and then using Federation to enable yourself and your community to vote on Nouns governance, how to spend both your own treasury and the Nouns treasury. That's a good way to store some money.
These are all options for how to store your money that are better than putting it in Celsius or Voyager or FTX or etc.
Exactly.
And even if Coinbase is fine this time round and Crypto.com is fine for now, yeah, the point is that they're always going to cover their own ass first, and so don't put all of your eggs in that one basket. Put them in your own wallet. That's the whole point of being your own bank. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. I do think Coinbase is the only one that offers insurance, though. Like on their, premium plan. I think they do offer insurance on like the collateral in your account.
That's cool, but the point is, like, unless it's FDIC, unless it's the government saying we will step in and give you the funds if shit hits the fan, I mean, insurance is still just another promise from the same company. So just remember that.
I think it is FDIC and Coinbase.
Pardon me? Oh, it is FDIC?
I think it is. I think
Coinbase is FDIC. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry, my bad. That's interesting, actually.
But you're paying for it, so it's not like you get it for free like at the bank.
Oh, interesting. Is that new? I hadn't heard that.
I'm not sure how long I've had it. I think it's been a couple of years at least.
Yeah, Coinbase almost feels like when I'm using it, it like operates much like a bank, whereas you can like buy ETH just straight from MetaMask and then send it to your Coinbase. It's instantly available. But if you buy on Coinbase, it'll have that like couple day holding period. I don't know if you guys have that as well.
Yep.
Yeah, the holding period is terrible.
Terrible. Who's like buying ETH in the moment and like just having to wait for 5 business days? That's ridiculous. But it's probably the process that makes them a little bit more reliable. Again, not financial advice. Who knows? I hope that just what Toady said, everyone's, doing proper research to make sure that like anything that you really do want to hang on is like in a protected place, not somewhere that can just be sort of drained without your knowledge.
Well, one interesting thing about Coinbase is that they've been through a bear market, and some of these other exchanges have not. And so sometimes these lessons are hard learned. Maybe you can hate on Coinbase all you want, but they've been through this once.
It's interesting too. Blockworks put out a tweet today that said Twitter files for paperwork to enter payments business. From the New York Times. I think that's really relevant to what's going on right now too, because what's going to be happening is like, I think we talked about this on another show, but Twitter's going to be a wallet. It's going to be a payment system. It's going to be a social network. I think Elon's going to really take this thing to the house. So I'd be on the lookout for all those things. And, Doge might be actually have a use case, which would
just to be clear,
hilarious.
Please don't put please don't. An option, or your Doge.
Who's getting rugged? Is that me or is that Tony?
I got
everybody?
I got super rugged there for a second.
I think we all got
I thought that was
I think it's everybody.
Elon heard me talking about his business, and he was like, "Hey, cuz, I'm about to shut you down real quick."
Yeah. They got the AI keywords pop up and like, yep, shut them down.
Twitter
Give them a
payments.
10-second timeout.
Well, they can try to shut us down, but they probably can't, because we have so many shows. We have a show every day here. We have over 15 soapboxes. That is something that's happening tonight. Actually, we have 2 of them. So after the show, go get some food, do something, hang out, and then you're going to want to come back here at 7 if you want to join the NounsDAO Amigos space, full Spanish space. So much fun. They've been doing incredible activations and stuff too. So love hearing what they have going on. And then right after that at 8 is the Food Noun O'Clock space. And so we talk all things food. We interview chefs. Those spaces have been really, really, really fun too. And then Zargs, I don't, can you hear us? Or I know you were having some trouble there, but I would love to give you the chance to speak about the other shows if you can hear us. I'm not quite sure if you can. Nope. Unless I'm rugged. But then we have tomorrow is like our big fun Little Nouns Day. So that's the little prop house, the House of Nouns prop talk. We got the Little Sisters. We got NARS. And then it looks like there's a brand new soapbox here, unless this happened last week while I was traveling. If not, it's new to me. But the Uma Show. How exciting. So that's happening tomorrow too. Huge day of soapboxes tomorrow.
Uma.
Oh, Uma.
It's fun. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, and special guest David Horvath tomorrow as well. Joining.
So is that the first time that they're doing this?
Yeah,
soapbox?
It's the first time that they're doing the spaces on Soapbox. They've been doing them for a few weeks.
Oh, nice.
Since they became an official DAO, but this is their first time. Yep, doing it on Soapbox.
Oh,
so
cool.
Super cool.
Very, very exciting.
How do you get an UMA token?
So UMA tokens are really hard to get, actually. So instead of just going to a site and minting, you have to actually come up with an idea to improve the UMA community somehow. Put it into their prop house round, and then every week there's 5 winners that are chosen to mint the next batch of UMA. So it is the first NFT collection that's emission schedule is based on a prop house round. Thanks for asking.
Dude, David Horvath is so smart.
That was so cool.
Dude, nobody's selling any UMAs. Like, I just went to UMA no copyright, and it has a 33 ETH floor, and there's only 2 for sale.
Yeah,
like,
more like UMA no selling. No, that's terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. This very second is the moment to try to get an UMA. In about 2 weeks, it's going to be increasingly harder for a long time, I think.
Is there a prop house open right now for them?
Yeah, there's usually one open every week, so I think round 18 or 19 or something is open right now for proposals.
Let's go. I will see you guys in there. I want one of these. How do we? It'd be interesting to see if like groups can come together, like at the Noun Square, and like we collectively got one or something. Uma tokens. I am really.
Can
really
we put
excited.
Uma on the Noun Square as a prop house?
What do you mean by
Ask
that?
the dictator Toady.
Like, it's kind of like a retroactive. Like, hopefully, by partnering together, we're doing something good for the Uma community, and it would be awesome if TNS held a Uma.
Are they really worth 30 ETH? Or is that?
I've got a super cool
I
one.
mean,
I've got
in the sense that things are okay for them, I guess. But I don't know what's the last sale of one?
I don't. I was just telling what he said.
I don't think
4
there has
weeks
been
ago.
a sale on secondary.
4 weeks ago.
Oh, has there?
4 weeks ago. But I mean, it's not that they're worth 33 ETH, but it's just, I mean, depending on how low can you go? How low can you go? But I mean, like, I think it's just because there's only 2 for sale, so like nobody wants to sell their Umas.
Yeah, they might not be worth 33 ETH, but they're priceless.
They might not.
That's more
they
the
might
thing.
not be though.
Yeah, you got to work so hard to get them, and like you actually want them, and you're doing something for the ecosystem. So like, there's no actual reason to sell once you've achieved acquiring one.
Yeah, and they are worth 33 ETH. That's
I got one for the first one. I did a projection, and I ended up getting the only alien in the whole collection.
You want to sell it? What's up?
You're an absolute legend.
On it, I minted it, and I saw it in my wall. I'm like, no way, I got this one. Like, what?
That's so good.
Well, I feel like their next prop house, we're gonna see some friendly competition in there. I want that Uma token. Probably tomorrow at around 5 p.m. Eastern is going to be a great time for you guys to ask any questions about Uma right here on the Noun Square. So I will 100% be there. David Horvath is awesome and always does these great spaces, and he has this great like broad view of like the space in general and how he wants to apply it to all the things he does with toys and collectibles and things like that too. So he's always a great time. He always has a lot of information. And I think he's like just kind of one of the experts in his own field. So it's always great when we get to have a more intimate conversation with people like that. So I'm excited about that.
By the way, Woody, did you notice that we both got rugged a little earlier when we said, don't put your money into Twitter? Like when I said that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was weird. When I said Dogecoin to the moon, I think it just rugged. I don't know if everybody heard that, and it's definitely financial advice. Everybody should just go buy as much as they can. And Shiba Inu too. It's pretty cheap right now. So
he's just joking. This is not financial advice.
Well, it's not financial advice technically, but like it's.
But to be clear, you are joking, right?
I'm 100% joking. I'm not going to buy that stuff. But I mean, if you were to go out and buy,
but if you want to,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, why do I hear you?
If you want to do some fun performance art and lose.
I mean, it's actually how you get exposure to the space and learn as well. Like, you know how many friends I've taught in real life about so many good things about crypto, and then like eventually they're like, "Oh, I finally got some crypto, man. I'm getting involved and shit." And you look at their little wallet and you're like, "This is a centralized exchange, and you bought 20 shitcoins that are not worth anything. Like, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. That's for sure. It's fun."
They're like, "This one had the word dog in it. I love it."
Exactly. They're like, everyone's talking about it, man. I'm like, yeah, that's a sell signal, bro. That's not a buy signal.
Sell signal.
Wait, Ben, what's a sell signal?
What is a sell signal? I guess like when everything's
it's that thing that you have to worry about when you're in the woods, Toady.
Yeah, that's right. It's what I lost about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Do we have? I wasn't sure. Josh, do you know? Is there like a live contest right now, or not so much? Because we had all the crazy Halloween ones.
No, we had some great contests. I think we wrapped up our TikTok contest, right?
Yeah, and I'm working with Nikki to get all the entries pulled from that, and we're going to put them in a Discord where we can invite Nounsellers to come help us vote on them to try to find the best ones for that. But wow, so many awesome. I think it was 38 total entries, and every single one of those entries was really thought out. You know, that people went and did like multiple campaigns sometimes and filmed them all and put them on TikTok. We're sitting at over 32,000 impressions in just under 5 days for the Nouns Give Back hashtag only on TikTok alone. I couldn't even tell you how many impressions we have on Twitter because they don't tell you that. You have to get a third-party service for that. So we'll try to find out. But yeah, point is, lots of people are seeing it. And actually, as we're speaking here, I'm just noticing that 4156 sent a tweet out earlier today with just the 2 words, effective altruism, which is a bit of a dig at Sam Bankman-Friedman. If you didn't know, he liked to call himself an effective altruist, which is not something you want to call yourself and then have something like this happen. But anyway, 4156 says effective altruism, and he has a picture from the event that Davin organized where they donated clothes, snacks, Nanish hampers for children, and went to help out at a refugee camp, I believe it was, for their Nouns Give Back campaign. So definitely getting some good attention from this campaign. And one last thing I'll say is that we have put the Nouns Give Back campaign into the current Nouns Go Viral prop house. So if you are a delegate or a nouner, please consider voting for our prop because, first of all, I think we did go pretty viral relative to the other props that are in there over the past 5 days with this campaign. And even more so, if we win the 4 ETH, we want to put it directly back into another contest like this to keep the momentum going. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'll pin it actually here too for you guys.
Nice. 4156 also basically unfollowed everyone on Twitter today, except for some Nounders and then Nouns Africa, from this post and stuff too. So I think that it shows just the significance and the importance of you guys out there doing things for Nouns, just IRL and doing public goods and public service. And it's just really incredible. And to have been a part of the big team that got to inspire people to do that is like very, I can't even tell you what that feels like. Seeing the things that you guys are doing is just like, it's like showing me 100% like what community is supposed to be like on here and what happens when you sort of can encourage people to come together and do great things for their communities, and seeing it like all around the world is just insane. So thank you guys so much.
You know what that means?
Oh, POAP, Proof of Attendance Protocol. You can go to your phone's marketplace or head over to poap.xyz. When you open the POAP app, you click on the Mint tab. Then you click on the secret word tab. And today's secret word is Vape 007. Vape Ape 007. VAPE 007.
A lot of Nouns 007s, I think, this week. A lot of secret agents happening.
I like it.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Don't worry about it. I don't know. I just like the numbers.
I like that.
I got the POAP. Woody always comes clutch with it.
Damn, that was fast.
That was awesome. I for the life of me cannot figure out how we talked for 2 hours, like an additional hour than right now. Yesterday, we were absolutely going for it. But again, awesome show. Wiz, it was awesome getting to know you a little bit more. I love seeing that blue PFP around. Thank you, everybody. Again, lots of surprises.
Can we ask Wiz one more question? I just kind of want to know what's next for Federation.
Oh, yeah.
What to expect next, yeah.
Oh, man, that's a big question. So I've been working on onboarding different communities in the ecosystem. They've given me a whole bunch of cool ideas on stuff that needs to be built going forward. So I mean, I'd say look out for maybe integrating with Prop House, maybe simplifying, like opening proposals across DAOs, stuff like that. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty exciting.
Maybe getting in on buying a noun together, like a safe noun, perhaps. You know what is perfect to go inside of a safe? It's probably a bunch of money. Probably $1 million. I've been waiting for an excuse to play something from this album, guys.
The irony was lost on me until just now that we minted a money safe on the day that FTX went bankrupt.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but
tomorrow we're gonna come back and mint a pillow that goes with the mattress that you're supposed to put your money under.
Just huddle, guys. Just huddle.
Or a ghost for the ghost of the old portfolio.
Oof.
This guy,
or a trash can, because our portfolios are in the trash.
Who does own the Solana noun? I mean, the ETH trash.
I don't know, but I heard they bridged it to Solana though.
A million here, a million there.
Thank you guys. This was fun.
Bye, Wiz.
Thanks, Wiz.
Bye, everybody.
Later, y'all.
Tonight at 7 and tonight at 8, and then tomorrow 4 p.m. Be there at the square.